Alright, so today let's talk Minecraft Education Edition. Whether you're a student or a teacher, there's a lot of great things you can do with Minecraft Education Edition. So we want to take a look at how you can download it, how you can get it going, and how you can use it in your classes or have fun with it playing on your own. Before we actually look at the main site, I want you to first go to Minecraft Education Edition in Google. If you just Google it, the second thing that kind of comes up here is the download. And if you click that, that's going to bring you to the page that's going to help you identify the correct Minecraft Education Edition for your specific type of device that you're on. So you might be on a Windows device, you might be on a Mac, a PC, Chromebook. Now, if you're on a district Chromebook, you can simply go in the bottom left-hand search there, or on your search bar for your Google Play Store, and it is likely the only thing that'll come up when you type in the search. If you type in Minecraft Education Edition, it is one of the few things that you can load up directly. Every every Chromebook in the district should be able to run the Minecraft Edition, at least all the ones that our students have. So you can go ahead and download the one that you need. If you have a Chromebook, go ahead and just load that up. And while you are doing that, we're going to take a look at the main site. So when we get to the main site, there's a few different things here I want to just point out. First of all, how it works. This is a great place to get started, obviously. Whether you're a teacher, educator, student, you can find out a lot of information about how to make the very most out of Minecraft. Over here with how to teach with it are some resources about how you can get online training, explore lessons, and so forth, and even a little of the esports stuff. It's kind of fun. Down here are the four main links that take you to the Discover. Again, it's some of the basics of how Minecraft Education Edition works, how it's different than the typical editions. One of the things I really like to have parents look at and other teachers is check these sections out with the getting started and the resources. You'll find that this is not something students play. This is an absolute educational resource where students can build, they can create, develop engineering skills, learn about science, math, engineering, language arts, social studies, and of course the visual arts and music. There are over 500 lessons in here that you can choose from. There are ways that you can connect to other teachers that are using this as well. And then you can go down here and look at stories from the classroom and kind of see how different types of lessons can be used in those various subject matters. All right, so let's take a look at Minecraft Education Edition. This is my screen. I've got mine on my home screen here. You will probably have a link much like this to get yours going. Once we get it open, there's a few things I want to point out that we can do across the bottom, and we're not going to do a full training but on Minecraft Education Edition, but I want to get you guys started, and so you can have something fun to do this weekend and enjoy what all the features and at least exploring in the Minecraft Education. So there are the four main buttons here: the play, new and featured, settings, and switch accounts. If you have multiple accounts, you can switch back and forth. If you want to adjust the settings for this particular game, you can. You can check out what's new and featured coming from Minecraft, and then this is where you will go to play. One of the neat things over here, you can click this little button and adjust what you've got on your little clothes for your avatar. Down across the bottom here, we've got Create New World, Join a World, and Import a World. If you would like to have my world later, let me know and I will send it to you. I will export it and send it to you, and you can import it into your world. If you or your students open a world, then kids, if you want to create something really cool and invite your teachers in, the teachers can join your world by clicking the Join World button here. If you would like to create a new world, you can do it from scratch. You can also go to any of the templates and create from any of these templates. One of my favorites to work with is a book cover where kids can create their own books. They can build their own classrooms. The College of Art's a lot of fun. They can choose from biomes, and this is just one of the many biomes, and we'll take a look at some others in just a few minutes. Featured templates, and so these are just a few of the choices that teachers and students have to create their worlds in, build their worlds in. You can view the library. This has all of the different, not just the monthly build challenges. This is where you will find out most of the resources on how to play. This is the best place to come just to learn how to play and get in and move around and build things. The Biomes and Worlds has lots of different worlds you can choose from, and different Fluffaltopolis is about one of the favorites. Kids love it. I like the Egypt. There was one for ancient Egypt. There are biomes, so whether it's a jungle, the ocean, the forest, icy plains, desert, students can choose and learn about those different environments. The subject kits here are broken down into the various subject matters that you can assign lessons, if you like, to students based on where you are in your curriculum. And kids, you can go into any of these and learn. If you're having trouble with math, I guarantee you'll find a fun math lesson that'll help you out with the concept that you may be having some difficulties with. Same with history. The social emotional, if you've got a homeroom and you don't know what to do with those social emotional days sometimes, these are great fun lessons. The same with the digital citizenship and the equity inclusion. And this one is a great one called Lessons in Good Trouble, where you follow John Lewis around and learn about the civil rights movement and the struggles. And it is an amazing lesson. Kids love it. It's a lot of fun. While you are getting everything loaded up real quick before I set you out on an adventure of your own, I want to show you my world. Go back that again. I want to show you my world. And again, if you would like to have a copy of my world, you're more than welcome to it. I've got different iterations of it. And so I'm going to go into View My World. This is a copy of the master. And so I've got, again, lots of different versions of it, but this one has most everything in it. And so I want to show you a little bit about how I use Minecraft Education Edition, how you can use it. You can create a classroom. Mine, you can see there's little sea turtles. We're in the aquarium right now of mine. So I built everything in this block by block. This is the aquarium. I'll kind of give you a full tour, but I'm going to start with my classroom. So this is my classroom. And my classroom is set up like a traditional classroom. I've got a teacher's desk over here, and behind it I have a little chest where I've got resources for whatever we're going to build that day. I can have my own chest. There is a board where I can describe what the assignment is for today. And you can see with this one, students were asked to take a field trip where they take photos of the things that they found and discover. They can come over to a desk, choose the materials from that desk or chest. These are individual build areas. When we're building something, students can come out here and choose one of these. They can put their name on the sign and build in their space, or we can do group builds by coming to the back space here. And in small groups, 4 or 5 students can build something and do like an architectural challenge and that sort of thing. So let's take a look at my world, and so kind of give you an idea of maybe what you could do and that sort of thing. So first of all, this is the International Space Station. It is a full-scale it's a life-size scale. Everything in it is where it should be. The extra spacesuits are where they're supposed to be. The facilities are where they're supposed to be. The restrooms, the bathrooms, the kitchens, the sleeping quarters. Everything is where it's supposed to be. The solar panels are to scale. This is a Saturn V rocket. This is really neat. It comes off the top of our planetarium. Inside the planetarium, you can learn all about. There's a Mars rover that a student built. Over here is a Titanic. This is a full-scale Titanic. Students can get on and kind of explore and see just how big the sailing ships are. And once they do, you can kind of tell them and explain to them that this is about the 5th of the size of the giant ocean liners we have now. Coming soon, I'm working on motors, the large engines, I should say, on the inside, as well as a drive shaft that'll go out to the back of it. There's 4,000, sponges in the bottom that I had to use to soak up all the water of that hull. Over here is our aquarium. This is our art building. And so I'll show you kind of the art museum. We'll go in here and I'll kind of show you how, the art was the one I use quite a bit. And so there are lots of different, like I've got displays that are set up that demonstrate things like texture. Over here we've got a gentleman who understands the principles of art. And this is the NPC character. His is not developed yet in this world. Oh, let me look here. So you can come over, maybe colors developed. Yes. She can tell you all about color here. And you can click the Learn More button to learn more about the different things that the NPC characters have available. And so students can go through the world. They can interact with these players. Let me go out here. In my world across the way here, we've got the Museum of Science and Industry. If you've ever been to Chicago Science and Industry Museum, they've got a 737 inside. We've got one. Ours is to scale. Again, if you've never been in one, kids can walk up that little clear ramp. They can go in, and it's just like you are on approach, coming in on a runway for landing. DNA comes out of the top of our Science and Industry Museum. Students can go in there and learn all about science and DNA and that sort of thing. Out back we have a submarine, again, very similar to the one they have at the Chicago Museum. This is a full-scale Washington Monument. Now, the plane outside is not quite full-scale, but it's really just there to kind of let them see how far up in the sky they are. And so it's a full-scale. It's an interesting thing to do on 9/11. You can let students run through and go up and down the steps to kind of get an understanding of just how many steps are involved and how much time it takes. There are steps that go up and around through every inch. There's also an elevator coming soon. This is one of the build challenges I've got my students working on. Over here, we've got the Great Pyramid of Giza, again, in full scale. So students can, well, in Arts and Humanities, we're studying the ancient Egypt. We recently got done studying ancient Egypt. And so students can see just exactly how large, geez, oh Pete, that's really big. And it is. It's so big that once you go inside, it has its own atmosphere. And then a build challenge that we can do with students, and this is to build the Sphinx inside. You can build, an entire museum collection of the Tutankhamun and all the different pharaohs. Over here, we've got all about bees. They've got a lot of great lessons about bees, but also different kinds of animals in our little farm here. And again, lots of NPC characters that students can interact with to learn more about the different animals and the different flora and fauna that exist. Over here, more NPC characters. This guy knows all about wolves. This young lady knows all about polar bears. And so they can walk through our glass walkway here, and they can go and explore. Students, you can come through. Students, if you would like my world, you can have it. Zoo expert. You can be a zoo expert. The aquarium is set up so that you can go down. There's 3 different layers. You can also go out in the bay, which is really neat because once you're out in the bay, and you can kind of see the walkway there, you can go down under the water and see all of the fun fishes and that sort of thing. What I'd like to do is I'd like for you now to be able to open up a world and start a lesson. And so there are a couple ways that you can do a lesson in Minecraft, and this is for students and teachers alike. Teachers, you can open up the world, and if you're using a Zoom, you can just demonstrate that world and go through it on your Zoom. There might be a little bit of lag, but it's not too bad. If you are a student and you want to open that world up and follow along in real time with your teacher as they go through it, it's even a better experience because you are more in control of how you get to engage with that lesson. So the lesson I would like for you all to start today and just get into and have a little fun with is one in our science, and it's actually down in the Extinction and Biodiversity Crisis. This one is an extinction safari, and the reason I think this is a great one to start with is it allows teachers to provide a very interactive and engaging lesson without having to know much about Minecraft. And so once you get in, I'll just point out there's lots of great resources, the essential questions, learning objectives, descriptions. There's even assessments and activities that you can provide as a preamble to actually doing the lesson, or as a follow-up, or there are lots of questions that you can provide and ask as you go along through these different lessons. You simply click on the Create World to open that world, and you'll see the import has started. It imports that world, and once it's imported, it'll go ahead and open it up for us. Now, the reason, again, I chose this one is because it's fairly simple to explain how to start it. You guys can go ahead and begin it here within minutes, just a few minutes. You're going to be on this on your own. So you're going to come here first, and you can talk to these different NPC characters who will explain more about what the trip's going to be about and what you're going to do while you're on it. You are going to then come over here and go into your little case here, and you're going to select a Minecraft cart and put it in your hotkey inventory buttons, and we'll talk more about those later. Then you're going to right-click while looking at this little space, and that's going to put your minecart down. The only other thing you really need to do is right-click again to get in that minecart. Now you're in it. We simply hit the W, and that's going to start us going forward on our Minecraft trip. Now, once we're going, I don't have to do anything. As a teacher, I can sit here and look around. Kids, once you're in the minecart, you can look around and explore the entire world. It's fantastic. This place is really neat. It's got some amazing sculptures, and you'll start to see them develop on the horizon. You can see this great big, I love this bird, dinosaur bones. Not dinosaur, but extinct bird bones. If you look, it's very close to the bird that was in Up. I think that's really neat. We're coming in close to the one that we're going to be looking at. That's the saber-tooth. But before we get to it, we got this big mammoth we kind of go by. Oh, I can't wait to see him. That's a lot of fun. But ahead here we see the saber-tooth tiger, and this is where we're going to go on our first stop. And now I'm just going to show you this one, and then I'm going to turn it off and let you get into it and do it on your own. But I want to show you sort of how you engage with these different aspects of the game and how to navigate and negotiate. So if you saw, it kind of dumped me out of the cart automatically when I got to the display. I'm using my W key to kind of navigate and my mouse to look around. But I can come over to these areas and learn more about each of the different animals. There's an NPC character that I can come over here and right-click, and I can learn more about. There's a Learn More button. Anytime you see those, it'll take you either to a video or Encyclopedia Britannica type of information. Here is a place where students or teachers can drop down, and you can actually go walk over to the sculpture and engage with the actual display. So imagine if you went to a museum and you could actually go climb around on the bones and the artifacts. Wouldn't that be fun? So you can in this. And then once you have finished looking at all there is to look at, which we have at that one, you can go look at the cart again. You can go right-click. Now something happens almost every time. If you'll notice, I'm looking backwards. That's where I came from. So I want to look over here and make sure there's a sign that's always going to let us know which direction is forward. So I want to make sure I'm going forward. Once I know I'm pointing forward, I'm going to hit my W button again, and that's going to start me rolling along to the next amazing extinct animal display. And so, guys, have fun with it. Open one up. I said you don't have to do the Safari Extinction. There's a lot of fun ones to get into, but that's the one I recommend you start with. Enjoy